basically, I'm looking at a different area. My presentation is on regulating cyber biosecurity. Are we ready? So I have this slide with Alisenko and also my paper together, so you can have a look later in the Skype document. I saw it on the Skype document. So I'm looking at the different issues. It's not on financial, it's not on economy, but basically on the bioeconomy. So bioeconomy, I'm looking at the modern biotechnological product, the research and development of the biotechnological product, and whatever related from the supply and demand to the commercialization of the modern biotechnology product. So there are some terms known as cyber biosecurity, cyber biosafety. So basically these are the areas of cyber security in general. Cyber biosecurity is to regulate the area of biosecurity, whereas cyber biosafety is the cyber security to regulate the biosafety. So basically these areas are to protect the bioeconomy in general and the life sciences business. So I'm looking at the preparedness of the cyber security law in these two areas. That is for the protection of the human health, animal, plants, including the health of the building occupants. I'm talking about the health sciences practitioners, those who are working at the labs, okay, the researchers, the surrounding community, the consumers and the environment. So I'm looking how this cyber security law to be gathered for the breach against cyber security intrusion. So these are the terms, that need definition. Basically, this cyber biosafety, cyber biosecurity, this is a new discipline that is to regulate the bioeconomy and the life sciences business. Okay, you can see, if you can see the graph here, the figures here. So basically, cyber biosecurity is an intersection between biosecurity, cyber security, and cyber physical security. So this is a smaller scope than the economy, the financial. This is more on the bioeconomy section. So when we are talking about cyber security, so, we are talking about hackers, about the safety of our internet, of our website, our cloud, okay, those kind of areas. When we are talking about biosafety, is basically we are talking about the system that regulates the movement of LMO, living modified organism or genetically modified organism, whereas biosecurity is a bigger picture than biosafety. That is the area that regulates the science discipline about our ecology, about our biology, our biodiversity. So things like now, what is happening now, like during COVID-19, so issues of pathogens, possibilities of bioterrorism. So these are among issues in biosecurity. So there's a figure here. So when we are talking about biosecurity, people might be clueless. What is it all about? So when we are talking about cyber biosecurity and cyber biosafety, we need first to understand what type of threats that we are looking at. Okay, there are some figures here that shows this is figures about cybersecurity vulnerabilities. So we are looking at the hacking of the cloud-based system or the patient portals or the data used to create drugs, weapons, okay, whereby this research can be mined, can be hacked or manipulated. And the one extreme case, it can happen whereby you have this DNA coding, over the computer, whereby it can be hacked, and then the hacking of this DNA over the computer system, it might lead to different pathogens or virus being created. So these are among the threats that we are looking at. Apart from that, there are also pathogens tracking. We are looking at the public health issues right now, COVID-19 issues. Okay, the research and the development of this virus, okay, is being in the lab, is being in the computer, but are they safe? So those are the issues that I'm looking at. So when we are talking about cyber security issues in terms of bioeconomy, there was cyber attacks in South Korea and United States in 2019 towards the major government news, media, and financial websites. So it cost billions of dollars involved. And what is relevant in terms of bioeconomy is the NotPetya virus that hit in 2017. This is the most expensive and biggest cyber attack that attacks the computer networks of the international pharmaceutical company named Merck. So as a result, Merck lost around $1 billion. So, we are talking about this attack on the pharmaceutical company that released this medicine throughout the world. So these are the issues that we are looking when we are talking about cyber biosafety and cyber biosecurity. So the research matter is mainly, my matter is mainly a doctrinal analysis of primary and secondary sources of law. I'm looking at Malaysian context because this is a new area. Even at the developed countries like in the United States, they are at the early stage of narrowing it down, identify the type of threats, trying to conceptualize what are the threats, what are the things that we are facing. So basically, in the Malaysian context, I think more or less is the same with other countries. This is an intersection of issues between cybersecurity, biosafety, and biosecurity. So we are looking at the data for biological research and development, not just humans, but to animals and plants, but also that is to include safety and health of the lab workers. So now the lab workers, they have a lab biosafety protocol. Perhaps now they must have a cyber biosecurity or cyber biosafety protocol. They must be well versed with the biosafety protocol. But when we are talking about the computers in the lab, so these are the threats that we are looking, just like the previous speaker talking about, we need to have password maybe, to be changed every day, those kind of measures that we are talking about. Okay, so we are looking at the top 10 global ranking of cybersecurity index in 2018. So basically, these are the lists, and Malaysia is top 10 of the cybersecurity index. That shows Malaysia's efforts towards improving the cybersecurity in Malaysia and other countries as well. That includes Russian as well as high in cybersecurity index. And then, however, Malaysia is one of the top 10 most hacked countries in the world. So it means that despite all the cybersecurity efforts by the government, the public need to be aware of whatever cybersecurity issues that they are facing. Okay, so these are some laws that regulate cybersecurity. They are just everywhere, from Copyright Amendment Act 1997 to Electronic Commerce Act 2006, and then Telemedicine Act, all sort of acts. And apart from these cybersecurity acts, we have Biosafety Act. Biosafety Act, so basically that regulates the living modified organism, and biosecurity laws that regulates the plants, animals, and pathogens. So basically the COVID-19 laws in Malaysia is based on the Prevention and Control of Infectious Disease Act. So these laws, so in general, they are focused on the specialized areas. And then from my research, I found that a new act that focuses on the cyber biosecurity but affect these related areas should be enacted. And then apart from that, cyber awareness and education of the life sciences practitioners, those who are working in the labs, the administrators of the lab are important to ensure smooth running of the cybersecurity system. And then apart from the laws, we law practitioners always think that law will answer all issues regarding cyber governance, but however we need other measures, other types of governance such as biorisk management, cyber biorisk management, that is to complement for better governance. So basically these are risk management. We are talking about risk management because it's biosecurity and biosafety, there are risks involved. Okay, and then it is important to bring together the communities addressing biosecurity and cybersecurity, so to identify effective measures and approaches to mitigate and prevent the risk. So this is maybe a different angle from other types of regulation, because this is basically a risk regulation area, as trying to regulate the bioeconomy. Including fine-tuning to broader regulatory approach to help foster a cyber security future. So when we are talking about biorisk management, we are looking at the assessment, the types of risks, how do we mitigate, and how, apart from all these measures, how do we perform. So I guess that's all for me. If you have any questions, you can ask me. It's an area that is new and is quite, especially when we are talking about biological and life sciences thing, it's quite complicated because mostly regulated by vast areas of laws, but is a new areas in the development. Thank you very much.